how much trouble am I in with Tubi?
So obviously it's been a long road. Winona Earp finally comes home on Tubi September 13th. And can you kind of briefly talk about just at what point did you realize like that all hope wasn't lost? Like what kind of transpired, like what you can talk about the kind of process.
Sure, no problem. Like there are many different stages to it, right? Like I would never bet against EARP just because the fandom is so passionate and I feel like these characters are my family now. So I always like I would find like I would go and be daydreaming about like I wonder what Doc is doing now, or I wonder what Waverly is doing now, or how Nicole's like running the police station. Like I can't help it, right? So Tubi kind of came to us and was interested for sure, thanks to an executive who had been at Sci-Fi named Josh Van Hout, who's incredible. And he sort of said, we know we have this passionate audience. Would you be interested in doing a special that is like for the fans, but also for new viewers? And I was like, oh my God, absolutely. Although a little freaked out because of how we ended season 4, but we can talk about that later. Um, and then it all happened really fast. And I had to write it incredibly fast in December, and we were on set in February. But just because we've had so much push and pull of ERP for so long, Mackenzie, I feel like I wasn't even totally convinced it was happening until I was standing on the homestead. Like that's when it became real. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually happening. You're always just waiting for someone to be like, there's no film in the camera. I know we have digital cameras, but you know what I mean? Until it's actually happening, you're never totally sure it's going to happen. So that moment was magical. Just being on set with everybody was like, oh my God, here we go.
That's amazing. And did you have to keep the secret for a while? Like did
Yes, like it's funny, we went to a convention, Dom, Tim, and I went to a convention in November. And I think part of us thought, like, oh, we can announce at this convention, and then we couldn't. So we had this delicious secret when we were meeting all the ERPers, but like, I'm not an actor, so I was like, if anyone's gonna blow it, it's gonna be me. But we managed to kind of keep it fairly tight while also being very excited and being kind of coy about the possibility of more ERP. But there were two gifts, both like when we were on set filming it, but then the day we did announce to all the fans, it was like Christmas. It was ERP Christmas. Just seeing the response and people couldn't believe we were back was unbelievable. And it's just so nice to know people have stuck with us and we're equally as excited, years later that we were coming back.
That's amazing. And all the obviously even them just announcing September 13th, and I'm just like, oh
I
man,
know, a week
that's
ago.
happening.
Get your
Was
affairs in order. Yeah.
right? Was there any like significance with Friday the 13th, or it was just happened to fall on
I
like
mean, Tubi are not only good looking, they're also geniuses. So I'm sure
uh-huh.
they considered that. But I just love that they wanted to go pretty quickly, that they didn't make people wait too long after San Diego Comic Con. And, traditionally we had always been on Friday nights. And then what kind of seemed as sort of a wasteland sometimes became a gift because of our live tweet, our whiskey and donuts kind of like party we would always have at 10 p.m. on Fridays. So I think it was a little nod to the community and where we had landed before being on a Friday, but yeah, Friday the 13th, I'll take it. I mean, we debuted Mackenzie on April Fools. That's
Uh-huh.
when we debuted originally, so
We're having a
makes
date
sense.
night on Friday, my girlfriend and I, so we are ready to
Yay!
go.
Okay,
Um,
good.
yep. And how much whiskey and donuts are we gonna need for this premiere, you
Whiskey
think?
donuts, Kleenex, tissue.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know. Stock up just in case.
Barrels are full. My she likes whiskey, so I think I'm gonna need to buy
Okay, so a couple of bottles. I would say, yeah, that's fine. You can sleep in
5 to 7.
Saturday. Yeah, you can sleep in Saturday. You'll be
Right.
fine.
And
Yeah,
now,
you got to be
um,
online with us Friday night.
oh, of
So
course. Yeah, we'll both be tweeting. We'll be sitting in the
okay,
living
good.
room tweeting with you guys. And was it hard for you to kind of slip back into things? And I know you went from kind of writing episodic installments of Winona Earp to like this feature. Like, did you approach it differently since you had to like condense the story into the 90 minutes?
I definitely did. First of all, it was hard, as I said, like having the privilege of writing a finale that was a real finale to the series, but also, like, frankly, something that people love. Like, lots of people have TV finales they aren't that satisfied with. So, that was really intimidating to be like, but I did it. I put the cherry on top of the sundae, and now you're asking me to kind of like put some demons back in the sundae. I was pretty intimidated. And thinking of it as a 90-minute special versus like 12 episodes, you definitely had to approach the story differently. I
Mhm.
was intimidated a little bit. It was a different muscle to work, but also fear is your friend. Like, I think being intimidated because you want it to be so good for the fandom that you adore, is good. You'll work hard, and I did. And then once we started working on it, we were like, oh, we kind of know what this is. We kind of know what the rhythm is. We want these types of scenes, this type of scene. There's very classic kind of setups we want. At the same time, Tubi really wanted to make sure that it was accessible to people who had never seen the show before. I don't
Mhm.
want you to have a spreadsheet of angels and gardens and vampires
Reminder.
to understand what's happening. Yeah, she is a sexy demon hunter who's kind of a mess with a very dysfunctional posse of dipshits who help her along the way in her beautiful Rocky Mountain small town. That's
Mm,
all you need to know. At the same time, there's a billion Easter eggs for
uh-huh.
everyone who is a hardcore Earper, so don't worry. But yeah, this is all smart. This is all in the hopes and dreams of getting a larger audience for Tubi and maybe doing more. We'll see. But also being grateful for what we have. Yes.
That's amazing. And over the years, I like to add my signature question to all of my interviews. So I'm going to make it a
Okay.
little work. So basically, if you were to construct a donut based off of
Okay.
each of the characters' personality, what
Right.
donuts would you choose for each of them? And we'll do like, Winona, Doc, Waverly,
Right.
and Nicole.
I think for Winona, I would do like a bourbon soaked maple. Sounds right. Like something
Mhm.
with this like quite a little bit of a kick and like you can really taste the bourbon. Sounds good. Um, Obviously, Waverly has to be vanilla dipped. That one's
Mhm.
easy. I think Doc's, I might do Snickerdoodle because he really loves Snickerdoodles in the Jolene episode. So, like, very classic, a little bit old fashioned, just flavors that are kind of familiar. And I feel like with Nicole, I'm gonna do like a peanut butter because she's like, it's kind of got like a protein element. I feel like she kind of would pack it when she goes like hiking or rock climbing or whatnot. So like maybe it's like peanut butter and pumpkin seed. Like it's both a donut, but it's also like a protein bar. That's what I'm
Okay.
gonna do for Nicole.
All
How did
right.
I do?
I will take it. I love it. I
Okay.
get some crazy concoctions over the years. Hot
I
Cheetos,
bet.
someone put like
Oh
fruit up
God.
there, random stuff. So I love it. I feel like it fits the characters perfectly. And now
Okay, good.
obviously you've been doing a lot of interviews leading up to this. What's one question that you've never been asked but wish you were asked?
Oh my God. I can't even think of one.
I feel like things are
What
so repetitive sometimes, and you might be
I
like, why isn't
know,
somebody
but I'm
asking
just
me
like
this?
in the rhythm of answering. I never get to be on the other side. What's
Right?
the question I wished I would ask? I mean, only one person has asked me if I'm satisfied with the ending
Okay.
of this one, and I'm gonna say yes, but I can't get into why, but I'll talk to you afterwards and we can talk why.
Okay.
All
And
right, deal.
assuming obviously things are left open for continuation, we're hoping
Yes,
that
yes.
things are tied up, but that there's more.
Yep.
What kind of, do the fans need to do to make sure that kind of Winona Earp, keeps getting this love on Tubi? This is our new home. We want to be here for a long time. What do we have to do to make sure that this happens, that there could be more?
Thank you so much for asking that. There's definitely potential for more. There's like even potential bonus scene stuff we could maybe like get to if we watch enough of it. Look,
Okay.
we are a passionate fandom. We're not the biggest fandom, but we're loud. We make noise. We show up. We're grateful to the network. I think we just have to watch it a billion times. Not a billion times literally, but like
They,
watch,
they
watch,
might
watch.
watch. They might watch it a billion
Like,
times.
I wouldn't put that past us. Like, honestly, get people you know to watch it. Make sure you're pressing play, especially in the first week. Have it on in the background. Don't tell them I told you that, but seriously, every device, go into an old folks home, put it on every TV there, put it in Best Buy, everything. I mean, it's a numbers game, right? I think our enthusiasm on social media counts as well. Like, look, buzz is good. Buzz is good. This would be great. Tubi would be thrilled, I think, to be branded as the home of EARP, which is something like they consider themselves underdogs too, which is why it's been such a match made in heaven, you know? So, but it's gonna be numbers, it's gonna be volume, I think. So just keep it up. Don't panic, but
Oh, I think they're up for
just
the
press
task.
play.
They're
Put it
up for
on for
the
your
task.
cats. Put it on for your cats when you leave the house. They'll
Tubi
love
is
it.
our champion now of the
Yeah.
Earpers, so hopefully they know kind of what an amazing fan base that they're
Yeah. Oh,
acquiring.
they have. I still think they've been delighted. Like we tried to warn them, but I
Mhm.
still think they've been like, holy cow. But they have been incredible and like so supportive. They really have met us at what we are, you know? So it feels like a match made in heaven. I'd be very happy to live here for a while.
Right? Well, we'll take
Yeah.
it because you have some fandoms that are a little, they have the toxicity, but I think the Earpers,
No,
over
I
the
don't
years, they've
I
always
feel
been
like we
so
don't.
supportive and overzealous
Yeah.
and just they really like love the show, love you guys, and
And
that's the goal.
there's room for everyone. It really
Oh
is baked
yeah.
into the DNA of the show. It is everyone welcome. So there isn't a lot of tolerance for jerks, I would say. I think really for the most part. And it helps that the cast is like genuinely the loveliest people on earth who are all so thrilled to be together and be part of the fandom as well. I think there's something subconscious about the fact that we're so grateful and having so much fun that translates to the fandom. So yeah, we would all be happy to forever.
That's amazing. And what's your kind of 30-second elevator pitch to obviously OG fans kind of are hoping we know what to anticipate, but for any new ones just joining in on the shit show, what's your kind of pitch to get them to tune in?
I would say Winona Earp is a superhero like you've never seen before. She's a messed up juvenile delinquent, borderline alcoholic with a big mouth who is never supposed to inherit the family legacy of demon hunting, but she's the demon hunter nonetheless. And she's got her little sister who's a genius. She's got her best friend who's a sheriff who also she drives crazy. And she's paired up with the immortal, extremely attractive Doc Holliday, and together they make the most dysfunctional posse of supernatural warriors you've ever seen in your life. But you will laugh, you will cry, you will scream at me, you will have such an incredible journey. You will never know what's happening next. And I want you to feel all the feels and give me 90 minutes of your time. And I promise you will have a mechanical bull of a rollicking ride.
I love it. Well, I'm very excited. Obviously, I've been on this journey
Yay!
from the beginning and
Thank
we're
you for
all
being with us, by the
good.
way.
So I'm so happy to obviously be chatting with you, just everything coming full circle. I'm excited to see what's next for you guys and thankful to Tubi obviously for taking a
Yeah.
chance and bringing you guys back. So I appreciate everything and I'm sure we'll connect soon.
I hope we will. Mackenzie, thanks for just sticking by us all this time. And we'll
Of
talk
course.
soon, okay?
Of course. You have a great day, okay? Good luck.
You too. Have a great fall. Bye.
Alrighty.